This is a Silver Ticket Products STT Thin Bezel Fixed Frame Series. Remove the parts and boxes from the main carton and lay them out on a clean surface. Included are the frame pieces, screen material, support bar or bars depending on the size of the screen, tension rods, joint bars, hardware kit, and the instruction manual. Find the boxes labeled frame pieces and set aside all the other parts and boxes. When opening the boxes, you will find 6 frame pieces. At this time, the black velvet thin bezel frames will not be used. Begin by removing the protective foam. Lay out the frame pieces in the 16:9 rectangle format with the smooth side facing down. Locate the joint bars. From the hardware kit, remove the bag with 8 round head screws. Also in the hardware kit, locate the hex tool, set screws, and the mini joint bars. Begin by sliding the joint bars into one frame piece on the top and bottom frame rails and line up the screw holes. If the holes do not line up, simply rotate the joint bar. Use the round head screws and begin threading them into the joint bars by hand. Now slide the mini joint bar in. Place a set screw on the hex tool and begin threading it into the hole. Do not tighten the set screw at this time. Make sure the mini joint bar moves freely. Join the other frame pieces to make the top and bottom frame rails. Align the screw holes as shown. Add the remaining screws to the top and bottom frame rails by hand. Thread in the final set screws into the mini joint bars. Press the frame pieces together to make sure the joint is nice and tight, then tighten the screws. After the top and bottom rails are formed, there will be 4 frame pieces ready for the next step. From the hardware kit, locate the white plastic fixing lugs. Slide the fixing lugs into the frame tracks. Once you have the fixing lugs inserted into each frame, continue on to the next step. From the hardware kit, locate 4 corner brackets and also the 16 round head screws. Also in the hardware kit, locate the hex tool, set screws, and mini corner brackets. Insert the corner bracket into the ends of each of the long frame pieces. Use the round head screws and begin threading them into the joint bars by hand. Slide in the mini corner brackets. With the set screw on the hex tool, begin threading it into the hole. Now join all 4 corners together, making the frame, making sure all the corners are aligned perfectly. Now by hand, put the remaining round head screws and set screws into each corner. Make sure the corners are nice and square before completely tightening the screws. Once the frame is assembled, find the screen box and open it. Inside, you'll find the screen material. Remove the protective ends and plastic from the screen material. Unroll the material with the back side facing up. There is a sticker on the pocket labeled back. Carefully center the frame on top of the material to avoid any damage to the material. Locate the tension rods. Notice the short rods don't have a rubber end on one side of the rod. This is because they will be overlapping inside the pockets of the long side of the screen material. Slide the 2 long rods inside the side pockets of the screen material. Make sure an equal amount of rod is showing on each end. Then slide the 4 short rods into each end of the long top and bottom pockets, making sure to insert the end without the rubber end as shown. After all the rods have been inserted, align the plastic fixing lugs where the material is notched. In one corner, pull the tension rods and screen material over 2 fixing lugs. Tension rods cannot overlap. In the opposite corner, pull the tension rods and screen material over 2 fixing lugs. Then attach the final 2 corners in the same way. It is important to stretch the corners first to make sure the material is evenly tensioned. Continue attaching the tension rods and material on the 2 short sides. Before stretching the top and bottom of the screen material, we recommend installing the support bars. If you have 1 support bar, insert it vertically into the frame, aligning it with the joints of the frame. If you have 2 support bars, space them out as shown. Finish by attaching the tension rods and material on the top and bottom of the frame. Flip the frame over with the material facing up to inspect the tension of the screen. Smooth out any wrinkles or ripples as shown. Do not continue until the viewing surface is evenly tensioned. If the material is acoustically transparent, lay it out backside up. Center the black backing on top of the acoustically transparent material. Then center the frame on top of the black backing. Notice how the black backing is held in place by being pinched between the rod and the white fixing lug. As stated before, the tension rods cannot overlap. Continue with the standard process of attaching the material and inserting the support bars. Always flip the frame to inspect the tension of the viewing surface. Locate the box containing the black velvet thin bezel frame pieces. Open the box and remove the protective plastic. Starting with the sides, lay the thin bezel frame piece into place. Center the thin bezel frame piece to the frame. When it's perfectly centered, snap into place as shown. Continue snapping one of the top and one of the bottom thin bezel frame pieces. Make sure the end of the thin bezel frame piece aligns with the joint of the main frame and does not overlap. Snap on the final two thin bezel frame pieces on the top and the bottom. If at any time during the process the thin bezel frame needs to be removed, the frame is removed by gently lifting the bezel a little at a time with a flathead screwdriver. We recommend moving the screwdriver in 1-inch increments. From the hardware kit, locate the top mounting brackets. Also included in the hardware kit are the bottom mounting brackets. Measure the overall height of the screen. On the wall, lay out where the screen will go by drawing a line where the top of the screen will be and a line where the bottom of the screen will be. Screw the top mounting bracket screw 3.5 inches below the top line drawn on the wall. Align the bottom mounting bracket flush with the bottom line on the wall as shown and screw into place. After the top and bottom mounting brackets are installed, lift the frame in place. The frame will rest on the top mounting brackets in the groove of the frame as shown. Tighten the screws to lock the claws to the frame. Notice that only the claws are moving. The claws are not forcing the frame. When the screws are tightened, the bottom mounting brackets will be concealed behind the frame and will secure the frame to the wall. Thank you for watching the assembly and installation of the Silver Ticket Products STT Thin Bezel Fixed Frame Series. For more information, visit us at www.silverticketproducts.com.